Anything is possible with rabbits. Scared was the only one running. Hello, my name is Emma and I found a rabbit. I read off the cue card in Jack's hands. I heard that you lost yours? Yes, the woman replied happily. Thank you so much for calling. The kids will be thrilled. We just moved here over the summer and while we were unpacking, Clover got out of her pen. We'd given up hope, she nodded. She sounded nice at least. My dad and I found a rabbit this summer, I read. We? Her, Owen whispered hard in my ear. Wait, what? Then my brain caught up with me. Did you say her pen? I asked. Yes, the woman replied. Oh, girl. What if she'd made a mistake, though? I couldn't let myself feel relieved. Not yet. The rabbit I found is a boy, I said carefully. My dad checked. But he said it's sometimes hard to tell with rabbits. Are you sure yours is a girl? I'm positive. She had babies when she was younger. The woman sounded very disappointed. Are you sure yours is a boy? I looked at Dad. He nodded. Definitely. Scared took a nosedive and hit the track hard. Ours is a boy, I said. A little honey-colored bunny with a brown nose.
Oh, she said sadly. No, Clover is a white New Zealand. That's definitely not our rabbit. Thank you for calling, though. Wait, don't hang up, I said. There's a white rabbit at the Rangeley Animal Shelter. I saw it when we brought our rabbit in to find out if someone was missing him. Maybe that white rabbit is Clover. Really? Oh, maybe it is. I'll call them right away. I hope you find her, I said. I hope your rabbit finds his home too, she replied. I grinned. Loppy had found his home. Thank you. Everyone was quiet as I hung up the phone. Then they all started talking at once. Hooray, Bryn said. I thought I might throw up. I was so worried, Brandon said. I'm so glad, Leah added. We only have a few minutes before lunch, so let's make the most of it, Miss Hutton said. Everyone who wants to, come sit on the rug so we can meet Loppy more easily. And I have bits of parsley that you can give him, Dad said, passing it out to the kids. It's one of his favorites. Owen set Loppy's carrier on the rug. He had barely opened the door before Loppy poked his face out. Then he hopped onto the rug and binkied. Oh, he's so cute, Sarah said. As Loppy hopped around the rug and ate parsley, Iris came over to me. I'm really sorry, she said softly. Sorry? It's okay, I said. It all turned out great. She looked at the floor. There was a photo of a white rabbit on the poster. I knew it wasn't Loppy. My mouth dropped open. You lied? It wasn't really a lie, Iris said. I just didn't tell you everything. You wanted to be Leah's friend, and I've been her best friend forever. I didn't want you to squeeze me out. I stared at her. Part of me wanted to yell at her. I'd worried so much, and she knew all along that it wasn't Loppy.
But another part of me understood. I'd felt left out about Owen having new friends, too. It's hard to be left behind by someone important to you. It's okay to have more than one friend, I said, and for friends to change. I've been thinking about that, too. She smiled. Martha is absent today if you want to sit with us at lunch. Thanks. It was nice of her to offer, but I had other plans. I'm asking Jack if I can sit with him. Lappy's out, Bryn said. I turned to see that he'd squeezed through the half-open door to the hallway. Don't worry, I'll get him. I smiled at Dad. I'm a trained rabbit wrangler. But the long hallway was perfect for racing. Lappy looked at me with that flash of freedom in his eyes and took off, faster than I could run. He went into the first open door he found, the girls' bathroom. Jack caught up to me. You guard the doorway, okay? I said. Don't let him get out. It wasn't easy to grab Lappy, even with no one else in.
He hopped under the stalls and slid on the floor. He binkied between the sinks. I finally cornered him at the trash can. Jack was standing in the doorway, his arms and legs out to block Lappy from escaping. "Silly Monsieur Lapin," he said. "You'll never be a nuthatch. You are a rabbit." I laughed. "You're right," I said, holding Lappy against my heart. None of Monsieur Lapin's friends ever wanted him to do something else. They liked him already. I smiled at Jack. "So they ate together as friends, even though rabbits are herbivores?" Jack nodded. "Because it's magic." So it was. The first week of school had been harder than I could have ever dreamed. But I could feel change coming. Like when the wind suddenly shifts on the lake and you know the storm is passing. Rabbit magic had come. Or maybe it had been there all along, and I just didn't see it. There were things I still missed about homeschooling, but now there were some things I'd miss about public school too. Maybe that's just how growing up is. Like going forward and looking back are in a race. You know, going forward will win, but you can't help rooting for looking back sometimes. "You are a wascally wabbit," Jack said in Elmer Fudd's voice. Walking to our classroom, I let joy and relief fill me. I was grateful that Lappy was still mine, but even more than that, I felt free. I had been my whole self, and had been okay. For the first time, I knew why Lappy had binkied as soon as we'd released him from the fence. Freedom is just too big to hold inside you. Right there in the hallway, not caring who saw me, I held Lappy tight and jumped into the air and twisted. A perfect Emma binky. Well, I hope you enjoyed the very end of Because of the Rabbit. It has been so much fun to read and share this whole book with the whole school. And I hope you get to feel free as Emma and do your own binkies, just like her and Lappy. If you enjoyed this, you can read more by Cynthia Lord. There's a sneak peek of my absolute favorite rules in the back of this book, and more at our Burton Library. Thanks again, and happy Reading Month! Remember, every day of the year is always a day to celebrate reading.